And we're supposed to care because WWE is acknowledging a wrestling rule that they would otherwise overlook.
I mean, it is a wrestling rule.
It is a wrestling rule, but any other time, WWE would not give a shit. They don't give a shit about rules. They don't give a shit about history. They don't give a shit about tradition. They don't give a shit about any of that stuff. This is just an arbitrary little thing to somehow make Gunther look better, but he doesn't. He lost to Cody twice after promising to choke Cody out. And he had him in the middle of the ring. And of course, Cody, the smaller, weaker of the two, fought out of that. The match starts with Brock sneak attacking Oba and hitting 4 consecutive F5s. Of course, Oba kicks out. What beats Oba? Like, there's going to be a time where he loses to somebody's stupid move, and it's not going to make sense.
They're going to humanize him at some point. But
today was not. He's going back to the praying hands thing in the background because now he's just another guy. They even had him screaming in pain. The Samoan werewolf was screaming in pain like a little bitch. The Tongan death grip also means jack shit. Fatu, he had it locked in the middle of the ring, and Roman just simply fought out of it. No big deal. They even made sure to say Fatu has been neutered and domesticated. Before the match, they also said something like, "What kind of loser would Jacob Fatu be if he loses to Roman again?" Let's talk about some Clash in Italy. We are somewhere in Italy, of course. The walkers were Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, some girls, Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, and fuck Cody Rhodes and Gunther. They didn't get shit. Everybody in the goddamn pay-per-view but Cody Rhodes and Gunther. Then there was a piss-poor hype video. Awful. And then we had Gunther versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed title. Gunther looked really good at first. Looked like old Gunther. And then they both kicked out of each other's finishers. There was a big sleeper hold spot where Gunther had his legs wrapped around Cody. Cody, of course, fought out of that, then to the ropes. Then they do the gay trading of punches. Cody hits a Cody cutter, then a crossroads, and wins the match. But Gunther had his foot under the ropes. And we're supposed to care because WWE is acknowledging a wrestling rule that they would otherwise overlook.
Well, I mean, it is a wrestling rule.
It is a wrestling rule, but any other fucking time, WWE would not give a shit. They don't give a shit about rules. They don't give a shit about history. They don't give a shit about tradition. They don't give a shit about any of that stuff. This is just a fucking arbitrary little thing to somehow make Gunther look better, but he doesn't. He lost to Cody twice after promising to choke Cody out. And he had him in the middle of the fucking ring. And of course, Cody, the smaller, weaker of the two, fought out of that.
He sure did. To my surprise, too, because I had Gunther pegged to win.
Gunther's pissed, so it looks like he'll be losing to Cody again at some point.
I don't know. I hesitated to say it, but I don't know.
I mean, he might win the... Okay, just to spoil it, Sami Zayn's somehow fucking involved in this shit, so he might win like the triple threat match by pinning Sami, but he's not going to beat Cody.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not so sure. To jump ahead a little bit, on SmackDown, they set up a rematch for 2 weeks from Friday. So it's going to be on SmackDown, the title rematch. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know, because Triple H seems to love doing title changes on TV shows. Like, that's his thing. As a matter of fact, during the road to WrestleMania, every title changed hands on TV. Cody won the title on TV back from Drew McIntyre. Maybe Becky won. Tiffany Stratton won on TV. Penta won on TV. Sammy won the title on TV before he lost to Trick Williams. The tag team titles changed hands on TV to put it on Nia Jax and the Lash Legend. So, yeah, it was like every title except for the world title had changed hands on TV. Like, people were like, oh, it's on TV. Gunther's never going to win. But the track record here says that's like the time that Triple H likes to change titles.
Well, they show LA Knight in the stands instead of on the pay-per-view card. Montez Ford was also sitting next to a lady that was the complete opposite of Bianca Belair.
I thought she was like one of the Netflix executives or something. It may have just been a fan, but she definitely gave executive bitch vibes.
I don't know. She just made my eyes burn with how white she was. Complete opposite of Bianca Belair. It's like he chose the one woman that she wouldn't be jealous of.
Oh, that would be smart.
After that, we had a girl match.
I don't remember.
After that, we had Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi. Heyman did Lesnar's intro, of course. The match starts with Brock sneak attacking Oba and hitting 4 consecutive F5s. Of course, Oba kicks out. So now, what beats Oba?
I don't know.
Like, there's going to be a time where he loses to somebody's stupid move, and it's not
Yeah,
going to
they
make
will.
sense.
They're going to humanize him at some point, but today was not the day.
Brock also locks in the Kimura. Oba fights out, and then Brock hits a 5th F5. Again, Oba kicked out of that. They fight to the floor. Brock ends up F5ing Oba through the announce desk after blocking a choke slam attempt. Oba's arms fucked up after the Kimura, so couldn't choke slam him. There's a count out tease, kind of, sort of, because Oba just gets to his feet and calmly walks to the ring like Predator. And then he starts to Hulk up on Brock. He tries to fall from grace, but Brock escapes it and hits a 7th F5, and that finally does it. It was very anticlimactic.
Brock survived.
I think all Brock did was F5s and Kimuras.
Well, that's a Brock match.
No, he needs to suplex. There's
Yeah, it's
not one
weird that-
goddamn suplex.
Yeah, it was weird that there were no suplexes, but they are now 1-1. Or as Brock said, 1+1. You would think he'd be a lot better at shit talk. But he was like, 1+1, you're done, bitch. Like, what does that even
Doesn't matter.
1+1.
They highlighted the mask versus mask match. They were really proud of that.
As they should be.
And then we had the other girl match.
I don't. So one of them was a Intercontinental title match. And then the other one was, I don't remember the other one. But Sol Ruka did beat Becky Lynch to become the Intercontinental Champion, making that her first title and coincidentally also her first one on the main roster.
Good for her, I guess.
Remember that because it's going to be something that we'll need to talk about during her segment on Raw.
Well, then we have our main event, Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight title. To me, it looked like Roman easily beat Jacob Fatu. So it's a good thing he's going back to the praying hands thing in the background because now he's just another guy. They even had him screaming in pain. The Samoan werewolf was screaming in pain like a little bitch. The Tongan death grip also means jack shit. Fatu, he had it locked in the middle of the ring, and Roman just simply fought out of it. No big deal. I don't buy Roman being the more ferocious of the two. I don't buy Roman being like a vicious killer at all because he's not. I see him being like the good, athlete, and I can see him being the strong Samoan, and I can see him being superior, but I can't see him being like, that killer. And that's what they try to make him be. And to me, it's just an example of how WWE fails at booking, storytelling, and overall ability to gain interest.
Well, he did smash his hand into the steps.
I mean, it made sense. It's just, I would see Fatu doing that to Roman and the Roman fighting, to overcome that. But no, they just made Roman a badass. And I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. They even made sure to say Fatu has been neutered and domesticated. Before the match, they also said something like, what kind of loser would Jacob Fatu be if he loses to Roman again? Solo and his dumb fuck team were also watching. Roman said they were next. So they are really committed to going backwards.
They are. I mean, we're full on backwards. He was also, at the end of the match, he was talking to the camera, this being Roman. He said something to the effect of QB1, fuck that shit, this is my show.
Yeah.
Which was a shot at Cody, of course.
Of course it was. Yeah.
So we're full on back in the bloodline.
What'd you think of the Italian crowd?
I mean, they were what they were. If I'm being honest, they were loud. They were chanting. But I thought they were just, I don't know, kind of going through the motions. Now, for me, I watched this on Sunday when it aired. So I was directly following the AAA pay-per-view, Mask versus Mask, which just had, so much more passion involved in it. So you can tell that crowd was into it because they were into it. But the Italy crowd just seems like they were just making noise to make noise, if that makes sense.
It seemed like they were trying to be part of the show as opposed to, genuinely reacting.
Yeah. They were just being a typical international crowd, which is just being loud
Yeah.
and singing their sucker style chants. And whenever there's a 2 count, singing whatever the hell they sing when it's a 2 count.
I think it's kind of weird that they have the same song for each country. That da 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 da. You think they like have their own thing?
I think they copied where that came from. I
Okay.
don't even know who originated it, like which country. But let's not forget the fact that they just gave Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes chant, because it was initially Cody Rhodes chant, and then they started doing Roman Reigns.
What'd you think of Clash at the Castle?
Well, I watched it right after the AAA event, so it did feel like it was a little bit more lifeless. But I don't think it was a bad show. I just think, I don't know, there's just so much more like energy and passion for the mask versus mask match that it kind of ruined everything that happened in Clash in Italy. It's kind of like when old NXT, they had the shows right before like the big WWE events,
Yeah, and it was better, and
then it just like took everything away from the main roster because you just know they were going to be able to follow what
right.
they did. Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
But I wouldn't necessarily say it was a bad show.
The initial reviews made it seem like it was the worst show of ever. I can't say that. I didn't like any of the finishes, but I can't say it was the worst show. It was just there.
Yeah. It has to do with what happened with the AAA show. That show had a lot more like feeling in it, so then it made this show feel kind of lifeless.
Well, that was Clash in Italy.
Clash in Italy. We forgot one of the segments. There was a commercial, and they were promoting Scary Movie 5 or 6, whatever number they're on. So, as part of promoting the show, they did the phone call with the waza. So they're trying to.
I thought they were doing the WhatsApp thing.
No, they're doing waza.
Okay. That makes sense. I didn't know there was a Scary Movie.
Yeah, I don't know if it's out yet, but it's about to be out.
Right on.
It's getting bad reviews, but
I'm sure it is. It probably sucks.